Greetings, everyone. Keith here. Hoping everyone's having a good day. Enjoying life, living life, loving life. Be sure to hit those buttons, show your support. And there's a PayPal link below for anyone that wants to share some love. All is appreciated.
Accounted for, my name's been read, written in the ledger where the lamb was led. Did not the body, did not the blood pay every debt in the flood of love? So tell me now, what's left to owe? When mercy calls, I can't say no. Are we too old? No man, anything just grace erase what the law might bring. If love's the all, then love fulfills all that binds all their wills. The silver spend, the temples fall, but the heart still whispers through it all. Render to God what is divine, and what remains is only mine. So tell me now, what's mine to keep when every truth cuts dark and deep? Are we who owe no man anything? Does the blood absolve the suffering? If love's the law, then I am free. But is that law the law of me? If I am bought, I am not sold. If I am dust, I still am gold. The measure's met, the balance true. No debt remains, save love for you. Are we to owe no man anything? Did not the Christ pay everything? The law fulfilled, the veil torn through. Now the law of me is loving you.
Greetings, everybody. Keith here. Hoping everybody's having a good day, enjoying life, living life, loving life. Then leave, Slick Rick. If the music is hurting your ears, then turn it down or leave. And we are discussing systemic crimes, things that people call corruption. How much evidence do you need? So first, we're going to look at some videos here and review some open forum videos on various things that are happening. And then we're going to get into a video that I tried playing yesterday and it didn't work, about a case down in Lechburg, Kentucky. So let's take a look. And we're going to share this tab. And this is from Delete Laws. Quick little clip about their insane accusations during investigations that are just somehow unexplainable. Okay, they've been watching people for decades wearing hoodies, and simply because they can't see something, which is part of their investigation, they're supposed to do an investigation so they can have an observable objection to what's going on, and instead they object to what's going on without having such an observation, and so they get themselves into trouble and then investigate themselves and find no wrongdoing, yet people are still violated because of it. So let's take a look.
Look at the brutality. This is an American citizen.
Sheriff's office, open the door now. Step out.
Why?
First of all, I want to mention that there are some prerequisites to this knock on the door. As I mentioned, the hoodie, he had followed the young man with the hoodie, and the guy was walking along the sidewalk, and he went up into the house, and so the officer came up to the door and knocked on the door. However, the situation here is the guy in the hoodie was listening to music on his headphones and did not hear the officer. So then when he went inside and he heard the knock after he took the headphones out, he came to the door, and immediately upon the young man opening the door, the officer once again committed a violation of the law. He committed a crime on the curtilage by grabbing the man and pulling him out of the house. And this is a juvenile.
Put your hands behind your back now.
Okay, can I call my mom first?
This is an illegal Terry stop, illegal detention.
Can I ask what's going on?
Yes, sir, you can. Give me just a second to make sure these handcuffs aren't too tight on you. What's going on, sir, is that I've ordered you to stop 3 times and identified myself as a sheriff's deputy while you were walking away from me. Then you rush in your house and lock your door.
I was listening to my music. I didn't.
How do I know what you're doing?
You can look.
How do I know what you're doing? That's what your investigation is for. And instead, under an investigation of watching a young man walking down the sidewalk, you evidently failed in your investigation, and it's obvious. I don't know what people don't see about this. You can't just blatantly stop people on the street without having some kind of contention for plausible crime elements. You have to have reasonable articulable suspicion. Where is that?
Listen to my headphones.
But I couldn't see that.
If they want
Your go-to of I'm a police officer and you're supposed to listen to me is not founded in law. You have to have a reasonable articulable suspicion to first stop someone. And in that, then you can ask them for ID as long as that reasonable articulable suspicion points to them specifically, not some guy in a blue hoodie.
you to turn around, put your hands behind your back, put you in chains, and drag you down to a dungeon, you're just supposed to comply.
Hey, you can stand and record all you want, but if you keep it up, you're going in handcuffs next.
You can stand and record all you want, but if you keep it up, you're going in handcuffs. Excuse me, what makes sense about that comment? What makes sense about that statement? You can video record all you want, but if you keep it up, you're going into handcuffs. He's threatening to violate the other man's First Amendment of freedom of the press in the ability to gather information, which is his very job. So when somebody else is doing their job for them as an outside objective observer, they don't want that because that rebuts their actual duties in compliance with their job. It shows that they're not doing their job, that they are the ones, in fact, violating the law. What don't you people see about this?
What's going on? I don't understand.
You're being detained right now for failing to abide by my instructions to stop. It's very simple.
Listen to my headphones. I'm not doing it.
I can see that through his hoodie.
Put one in the chat if the pig is making it worse. Look at the brutality.
Absolutely, he's making it worse because he's not doing his job. He's enforcing some fake power and authority. And people just keep putting up with it. It's pathetic. Next one, we have a man arrested for Facebook comment quoting President Trump. All he did was quote President Trump, and they arrested him. This is from W.K.R.N. News. W.K.R.N. News.
Facebook comment quoting President Trump cost a man his freedom. Part of a sheriff's new explanation was just contradicted by police. Good evening and welcome to News 2 at 6. I'm Bob Mueller. Larry Buschardt has been in jail since September 21st. His bond is $2 million. The Perry County Sheriff's Office claimed he threatened mass violence at a school. News 2's Kel Smith reports Buschardt seemed confused when police told him.
This is 38 days ago.
Hello.
Hey.
Can we speak with Larry again?
Lexington police are about to arrest Larry Buschardt. His supporters say he is a retired law enforcement officer. He is also critical of the Trump administration.
Imagine that, a retired law enforcement officer. Back to blue until it happens to you. Imagine that. They even go after their own retired people.
On the day of his arrest, he posted dozens of memes to Facebook.
Hey, Mr. Larry.
Yes.
So, Perry County has called back again, okay?
Uh-huh.
And they've ended up issuing a warrant for you, okay? So you're going to have to come with us. We'll get you booked in. We'll get all this figured out.
So issuing a warrant because somebody expressed their First Amendment is in fact a violation of the law itself. The issuing of a warrant is a violation of your First Amendment right. If that's all they're putting a warrant out for is your freedom of speech. You did no physical acts except post online and state your opinion about a president. That is in line with the First Amendment. And just because somebody gets butthurt about it, it wasn't, and understand folks, it wasn't even the president that got butthurt. Okay? It wasn't even the president that made the warrant. He had nothing to do with it.
Figured out. And then you'll have to take it up with them in their court, okay?
Okay.
We got to come in with you if you're going to go back in, though.
That's fine. Y'all can come in. We're getting carpet in the morning, so we
Okay.
moved a little bit south.
In body camera video released by police to News 2, Larry and his wife do not ask many questions. They seem to know why he's getting arrested. A few hours earlier, Larry said Lexington police visited him regarding a Facebook post.
Just call me. I'll have my phone, okay? And I love you. Thank y'all.
So they contacted him in regarding his post about the president first. And then he made a Facebook post telling the people that they had responded to him and issued him a warning.
And he thinks that it's just, freedom of speech, And I'm trying to tell him, this is... Yeah, but like he was saying earlier, we kind of have nothing to do with it. I understand.
Like we said earlier, we kind of have nothing to do with it. The fuck you don't. You're the ones being used to enforce it. And you're doing so regardless, because you have a career to keep. It would be career suicide to reject the gathering of a suspect on a warrant if you were told to follow up on that warrant. It would be career suicide to tell them, no, I'm not going to do my job. So yes, you most certainly do have everything to do with it. And listen to the wife. She's over there trying to play like, I tried to tell him, no, you can't. Even as a wife, you should be supporting your husband in the First Amendment. He's the one trying to protect that right for you, woman.
Look, it's just y'all's job. I mean, y'all have to do what Yeah. But hopefully it works out for y'all. And I hope so. I hope so too. Thank you. Yes, ma'am.
A court affidavit ties Larry's arrest back to Perry County Sheriff Nick Weems. In a community Facebook group, someone posted about a vigil for conservative commentator Charlie Kirk. Larry commented, "The sheriff saw it and messaged an investigator." We do not have access to the Facebook group to see Larry's comment for ourselves, but based on the quotes in the affidavit, Larry appears to have shared this meme from the gun safety group Everytown. It quotes President Trump saying, "We have to get over it," one day after the Perry High School mass shooting. According to the court affidavit, Larry said, "This seems relevant today."
We're going to need multiple ambulances. Multiple veterans found.
Everytown's meme references a shooting at Perry High School in Iowa in 2024. A 17-year-old boy killed 2 people and wounded 6 others before killing himself. President Donald Trump spoke about the shooting at a campaign event.
It's just horrible to see that happening. That's just horrible. So surprising to see it here. But we'll have to get over it. We have to move forward.
And he's absolutely right. You have to get over your grief. You have to get through it. Okay? That's the only way to be able to progress and move forward, as he said.
The affidavit accuses Larry of threatening mass violence at school. The arresting officer told him just as the body camera video ended.
And just to clarify, this is what they charged him with.
Okay.
Threatening mass violence at a school.
Threatening mass violence at school. How do you get that out of that meme? How do you get threatening mass violence at a school out of a meme that simply says, "We have to get over it"? That is so fucking pathetic. How do you get butthurt so much that you put out a warrant to arrest a man and violate his First Amendment freedom of speech because you imply that he made a threat when the rest of the world can see there was not any threat whatsoever?
At a school? It's referring to a school. I have no idea. That's what they've called us for, and I ain't got a clue.
And yet they will never tell you who they is. That's what they call this for, and no one will point the finger at who they is. They will all shove it off to somebody else and say, "I don't know."
On Facebook. That's right. No, well, I know you don't give it. I ain't got a clue. I just had to do what I had to do. I've been on Facebook. I'm not saying.
No, you don't have to do what you have to do because you're using your position again as a matter of doing your job over doing what's right. Because if you were a true man and had good morals and ethics, you would know that it's not right to arrest a man for that meme, and you would say, "No, I won't do it. I won't do it. I won't do it." Instead, because your job is on the line and you need to put food on your table for your mouths, that's why you do it. You have no morals and ethics. You have a fucking job, and that is what your whole life depends upon. It doesn't depend upon being a righteous man and doing unto others as you would have them do unto you, owing no man anything but to love one another, for to love one another is to fulfill the law. This is what tells me you don't know the law, regardless of whether you had any studies in law or not.
You did or didn't do anything.
No, I did do, but I don't think I committed a crime.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying you did or did not commit a crime.
I may have been but
That's not illegal.
No, by proxy, you are saying he committed a crime. You are enforcing it and going along and saying, yes, the warrant is valid because you've got a paycheck to make again. And that's how you make your paycheck.
That was Nicole Smith reporting. The Perry County Sheriff sent a statement to News 2. It reads in part, quote, "Mr. Buschardt was not brought to our attention simply because of his speech, but for the public repercussions of that speech. We coordinated with other departments to approach Mr. Buschardt and provide options to de-escalate the situation before an arrest was made."
Really? You contacted an awful lot of people since you arrested him the same day that the fucking thing was put up. I'm sure you did a diligent search. You take years to do investigations on real crimes, but on this one that you make up, you found it within a day. Fucking pathetic. Your coordination efforts seem to be lacking.
Mr. Buschardt declined to clarify his public messages and calm the situation that was causing multiple reasonable citizens to be in fear of their children's safety at school, end quote. You can read the full statement at WKRN.com. Now, we asked the sheriff which agency he worked with to ask Buschardt to de-escalate or clarify his post because that was not mentioned in the affidavit or body camera video. The sheriff said Lexington Police. We asked Lexington's police chief if his agency was involved with that. He said no. Buschardt.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Yet they're the ones that commented on that same post. They weren't involved, but they're the ones that commented or pulled that comment from the post and called for an investigation. Yet they weren't involved. Really? Are you people listening to this bullshit?
Is due back in court in December. In the meantime, he remains in jail on a $2 million bond.
$2 million bond. $2 million bond because somebody got butthurt over a comment, called it a threat. This is the insanity of the society that you live in. This is the insanity of the people that you vote into power to be your boss. Pathetic. Pathetic. So let's take a look at the next one. Tennessee sheriff defends jailing liberal activists for posting Trump meme. He actually defends it. And yet he's got nothing to do with it, right? Think about this, folks.
Jailed for a meme. Tonight, a Middle Tennessee sheriff defends the arrest of a man for posting this online meme, quoting President Trump. Good evening. I'm Rory Johnston.
And I'm Carrie Sharp. Free speech advocates are sounding the alarm about this man's arrest. But in an interview, Perry County Sheriff Nick Weems claims this man left him no choice.
The sheriff sat down to answer some tough questions from New.
Sheriff said this man left him no choice, yet he's got nothing to do with it. How did he leave him no choice and then say he's got nothing to do with it when he's the one that was on that Facebook post and called for an investigation? And what was his point of contention for that investigation other than threats? Where did he find that threat?
Channel 5 chief investigative reporter Phil Williams.
Phil, there are a lot of people out there who are outraged over this.
That may be an understatement. Larry Buschardt has been behind bars for more than a month, and right now he's not scheduled for another court appearance for more than 5 weeks. The question is, should this case ever have gone this far?
Yeah, there's been some very, very bad phone calls that my employees has had to endure. Our dispatch has had to endure.
For Perry County Sheriff Nick Weems and his office, the last few weeks.
Nick Weems. It shouldn't say sheriff. It should say butthurt, coward, pussy, beta cuck. Look at the blue line. Nick Weems. Coward, pussy, beta cuck.
Weeks have been rough as word has spread about their arrest of 61-year-old Larry Buschardt for a Facebook post. A local judge set Buschardt's bond at $2 million.
He's been here for 35 days.
35 days? Mm-hmm. Over a meme?
Well, it was a series of posts, but yes, the one post that he made was the one with Donald Trump that got everybody's attention and was considered threatening.
Got everybody's attention and was considered threatening. Who considered it threatening? You. You're the one that reported it for investigation. You're the one that considered it threatening. Don't maximize it and say everybody thought it was threatening, because I don't know that to be true. You stated, or the news stated, that you called in for the investigation, Sheriff Weems.
Already.
Okay.
Thank you.
Local police took Bussard into custody at his home in Lexington, Tennessee on September 21st based on a warrant issued out of Perry County.
Yeah.
The one-time cop is one of those rare liberals in rural Middle Tennessee and a keyboard warrior known for posting progressive memes like these.
Okay, so they're calling him both a liberal and a keyboard warrior. Now, I want you to notice, this is after he retired as a police officer himself. Was he a keyboard warrior then, or only after he started posting his memes when he was retired? Okay? The man did a job in policing for a number of years, retired from it, and now all of a sudden, he's just a keyboard warrior, huh? See how they maximize on one end and minimize on the other to make themselves look good. They're intimating their power through their projective language.
This is what they charged me with. Okay. Threatening mass violence at a school.
At school?
It's referring to a school. I have no idea. This is what they've called us for, and I ain't got a clue.
I play on Facebook. I threaten no one. I know you don't give a
This is the meme that landed Bussard in jail. He posted it as part of a discussion about Charlie Kirk's murder. The meme quotes Donald Trump saying, "We have to get over it." It was exactly what the president said the day after a deadly school shooting in Perry, Iowa. That's the meme that he posted, correct?
That looks like it, except this part was blurred out, the face.
Where is the threat in there, Sheriff?
Right here.
Sheriff Weems says some in his community took the reference in the Trump meme to Perry High School to be a threat to shoot up Perry County High School, which had recently had to deal with a threat from a student.
Whenever you come to a Perry County...
So what he's doing is making a conclusion by drawing one thing to the other. Perry High School in Iowa compared to Perry County, Tennessee. And he's drawing that conclusion, saying that's the threat. And yet he's got nothing to do with it. Yet he's the one that pulled the post and drew it up for investigation. He's the one explaining that that's the threat. Okay? He's right now explaining how that's the threat. So as I've said, this is the man that thinks it's a threat. Who else came up with the same conclusion that because he mentioned Perry High School in Iowa, that it matched up with Perry County, Tennessee, and therefore because of that simple one-word match, Perry, that it leads to the consent to the context that it's a threat? Where does that come from? And I agree, Bad Barney. Noah says, what the fuck? They're going to let him spend his last days in jail? Bad Barney says, no, Noah, but the sheriff should. I totally agree. This is blatant, outright. It's either complete idiocy or complete criminal cover-up.
Page, okay?
By a sheriff that took an oath to office under the Constitution of the United States and the state in which he's a sheriff of. This is total criminal activity. It's not corruption.
That is set up to let people know what's going on in Perry County. And you post this talking about Perry High School shooting.
It doesn't say Perry County High School.
It says Perry High School mass shooting one day after, okay? That led people to believe in our county that...
No, I'd like to see the list of people that believed that the day they saw that post, and not after you induced them to believe it as if though it's true without even fucking reading it for themselves. How many sheep out there are going to listen to the sheriff thinking he's a good guy back in the blue until it happens to you? Huh? How many people are just going to lamely follow behind this sheriff because they think he's the good guy, they think he's got power, they think he's got authority, and because of that, they think he's right, that he's speaking the truth, when in fact he is committing a heinous crime. They have kidnapped and put this man behind bars, kept him behind bars for no other than this man's feelings and conjecture that it's a threat. I guarantee you, in front of the masses, no one will see that threat. You cannot draw that conclusion in law, and you should not be drawing that conclusion in your emotions, and never draw it in logic, because it's just not there.
He's talking about Perry County High School because it doesn't say Iowa either.
But you also knew this was an existing meme that was already out there on the internet.
Correct.
Correct. He already knew it was an existing meme, and therefore somebody else using it locally in his own jurisdiction, that turns it into a threat. How does that happen? You see, I've got so many points of contention on tearing. I wish I was in the courtroom tearing this motherfucker up. I guarantee you.
And so it's clear he's not talking about Perry County High School.
We knew. The public did not know.
No.
We knew. The public did not know. Then why are you impressing it upon the public that it is? Because you just sat there and stated that you know there's no correlation there. And instead of stating that there's no correlation, you are the one that pulled it up for investigation and are allowing the people to follow up and continue believing that fear-mongering bullshit that you have a terrorist among you.
One even replied to that one meme, the meme that's in question here.
No one said this is a threat against our school.
No one even mentioned it.
Chris Ergel from South Carolina heard about Bussard's arrest and started a Justice for Larry Bussard page on Facebook.
A reasonable person cannot possibly interpret that as a threat. So I'm not sure what he's reacting to. I think it might be his own feelings.
So why not?
Bingo. Like I said, President Trump's not even involved. It's because the sheriff took it as a threat. What a fucking pussy. What a delusional pussy. I would demand a competency test.
Just inform the public that this was not about Perry County High School.
Because here's the thing. Whenever you're dealing with something like this and you've got multiple people that is now scared to send their kids to school, we tried to take a different approach and go and speak to this guy and say, hey, look, this is what you're doing.
Freedom of speech, you know.
As Bussard's wife explained to police,
he just thinks it's freedom of speech, you know, right? Yeah, it is freedom of speech. And this woman here is trying to help make excuses for the police. I tried telling him. What did you try telling him? That he should just cuck up or shut up? Is that what you tried to tell him?
Nothing wrong with what he had done.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying you did or did not commit a crime.
I may have been but
That's not illegal.
All of this could have been avoided, the sheriff says, if Bussard had just deleted the meme that people...
If Bussard had just deleted the meme. So now we know that it could have been avoided if he would have just removed the meme, showing that it wasn't really a threat. Because if you make a threat like that, it doesn't matter if you just remove the meme. It remains a threat. And that is a crime. So just because you remove a meme doesn't mean all of a sudden now you're not culpable of the crime that you already committed and was recorded because you removed it. It's already on there. So again, his logic fails. Pay attention, people.
in Perry County had found so objectionable.
Whenever we sent Lexington Police Department out to speak to him, and he refused to do that, I mean, what kind of person does that? What kind of person?
Yeah, I mean, what kind of person does that? What kind of person says that it's a threat and says, well, we'll remove the threat charges. We'll drop the charges for threat if you remove the post. Not anyone in their right mind. Get a good look at this fucker. Get a good look at this fucker that's violating people's rights because of his fucking insane concepts, his fucking insane feelers. These are the people you hire and put into place to be your boss. This is what you get. That's why I tell you, They're not my boss. I am not a resident. I am not a United States citizen. I know the difference.
Just says he don't care. You know, I mean, I'm not taking it down.
Maybe a person who doesn't think he's done anything wrong.
Well,
exactly. If he hasn't done anything wrong, then why tell him to take it down? That would have been my presentation. I've done nothing wrong. So let's listen and see what kind of excuse he gives now. Okay?
CA's eyes and our state legislatures that's put this law forth that come out July 1st, 2024 says otherwise.
As for Weem's statement that
says otherwise. No, it talks about threats. It talks about terrorism. The law they're talking about is the domestic terrorist thing that went through the legislation. So Donald Trump could designate Antifa as a domestic terrorist organization. Okay. So it has to do with terrorists. It has to do with threats. And you've proven no threat. You've proven you got hurt feelers because he refused to take it down.
Bussard would not be in jail today if he had just deleted the post. Chris Ergel says that shows it was never really about any threat against Perry.
Bingo, just like I said. It shows it wasn't about any real threat because there was none.
Perry County High School.
Pretty much tells me he doesn't consider it a threat. If you think it's a threat, why would removing it make any difference?
In your heart, do you think Larry Bouchard was threatening to shoot up Perry County High School?
In my heart, I think Larry Bouchard knew what he was doing once we made contact with him, or once law enforcement.
No, he again said he didn't do anything wrong. So what you're saying he knew and projecting that he knew here is false.
Enforcement made contact with him, and I believe that he knew what he was doing. And in my heart, he violated the law set forth by.
Still haven't proven the threat. So again, I reiterate, just like the other guy confirmed, I think it's an objective point that if you say that if you take it down, everything will be fine. That proves that it had nothing to do with any kind of fucking threat.
Our legislatures.
Now, Mr. Bussard's attorney has filed a motion to reduce his bond, but get this, that motion is not scheduled to be heard until December 4th, which is
only one day before his supposed next appearance.
Only adding to the outrage in this situation.
Long time from now. Now, the sheriff cites a state law that was controversial when it passed, and advocates feared that innocent people would kind of be caught up in this. Was there anybody?
Really? In the spirit of the law, innocent people would kind of be caught up in this. Interesting, huh?
Now, the sheriff cites a state law that was controversial when it passed, and advocates feared that innocent people would kind of be caught up in this.
Advocates feared that innocent people would kind of be caught up in this. Why would innocent people be caught up in this? Because we have sheriffs like Sheriff Weems, coward, pussy, corporate beta cuck.
Was there anybody above the sheriff that questioned this, signed off on it?
Yeah, Sheriff Weems tells me that his office did talk to DA Hans Schwindeman's office, and they signed off on the arrest, as did a judicial commissioner. The DA, by the way, did not return my phone call. And
of course not. Of course not. But they sure all signed up on it, didn't they? See, they're all supporting each other in their little cronyism to keep their jobs, investigating each other for you. That's what you hired them to do.
Speak to me like the sheriff was willing to do.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully he will, and I know you're going to keep following this story.
Absolutely.
Well,
absolutely. Absolutely. Gonna keep following the story. Gonna keep following the story. So let's follow the story, folks.
County man arrested over a Facebook meme criticizing President Trump is now a free man. Good evening and welcome to News 2 at 6. I'm Bob Mueller.
And I'm Haley Wilgus. This is a story we first reported yesterday on News 2 at 6. Larry Bouchard was arrested and charged with threatening mass violence at a school after sharing this Facebook post following Charlie Kirk's assassination. News 2 just confirmed those charges have been dropped.
This is Kelly Milan is live in Perry County tonight where she spoke to.
Imagine that. Imagine that. But since they placed a $2 million bounty on his head, shouldn't he be able to put a $2 million bounty on somebody else's head for violating his First Amendment right? I wonder what's going to happen now. I wonder what that compensation is going to be. I wonder what the requisite's going to be on this sheriff. You know, where is that going to end up? Is he going to lose his job for kidnapping and imprisoning a man for over 35 days just because he hurt his feelers? And what about the prosecutor and the judicial administrative arm that went ahead and signed on for it? Aren't these people supposed to know the law? Aren't these people supposed to do like the pre-investigation? The county prosecutor is supposed to do a pre-investigation, make sure the charges are valid. So in doing so, where did he see the threat? Again, if there was no threat, then how did the prosecutor sign on to it? What is his determination of law that said that was a threat to go ahead and support the fucking sheriff on it to begin with? Then to have a judicial officer sign off on it too. Where is all of this collusion and criminal activity being hidden, and why? We all know they're part of it. Like I've been saying right from the start, they all are part of it. They all want to deny that they're part of it. And then when they drop charges, it's all no answers. Who's holding them accountable?
Bouchard as he returned home. Kelly.
Yeah, Bob and Haley, we actually caught up with him as he was coming home, driving home straight from jail. He says he's happy, but he had a really tumultuous year. Take a listen at our conversation we had earlier today. Did you ever think you would end up in jail? I mean, you're a retired officer.
No, I didn't anticipate, oh, you're a bad person, they're going to come haul you away. No, this caught me off guard.
Larry Bouchard was arrested in September after sharing a meme quoting President Trump's comment following a 2024 school shooting in Iowa. Investigators said that sparked fear among parents who saw it on a Perry County Facebook group.
Again, I asked these parents that it struck fear in to come forward and show what their fear is. Show how you correlate the shooting in Perry, Iowa high school and the Perry County comment that was a repeated meme that was made long ago. That's like showing a clip of George Floyd being killed before your eyes on social media, showing that again and saying all of a sudden that now you have fear that it's going to happen again. That's bullshit. That's insane sheeple bullshit. Fear-mongering bullshit. The fuck over it.
Leading to his arrest, where he stayed in jail for over a month. Now, a new letter from State Representative Justin Jones is turning this small-town arrest into a statewide fight. In the letter, Jones calls Bouchard's case a brazen attempt to criminalize political speech.
Absolutely. Absolutely, because there was no threat, period, other than your vote. It was a mean to sway your vote. And again, that vote is for someone to be your boss and just to continue doing the exact same shit.
His he accuses Sheriff Nick Weems of abusing his power and setting what he calls a dangerous precedent. Now, we are waiting an update from.
And that's why people are up in arms about it, because it is a dangerous precedent. You let one of these fuckers get away with one of these incidents, and it will repeat itself enough times that it will become normal. And then you have Nazi Germany, Hitler's willing executioners. And if you guys don't wake up and see it the way it is, I pity you.
The sheriff's department, they said this was a call to action, and all because they were just being cautious. But Bob and Haley, tonight, this is becoming much bigger than a single Facebook post, and actually kind of.
Absolutely. Much bigger than just a simple Facebook post. Share it, share it, share it. I'm sick of it, and I know you're sick of it. You're just not willing to do much about it. But the least you can do is share it. Just click the share button, and then hit the copy button, and then post it on your social media. Get it out and let people know how you feel about it. Let them know it's not going to put you in fear. Bad Barney No Bullet says, freed because of people on social media and patriots of freedom that made their voice heard. That's why I do this very thing. I'm not monetized. Been doing it for 8 years. And if you know my origins, I started out by reading definitions so people could understand that the real game is to play on the words, how they're used differently in different jurisdictions. And if you don't know what's being said by knowing those definitions that they're using, it would behoove yourself to start doing some research. Don't believe me. Don't believe the neighbor. Don't believe the government, for crying out loud. Don't believe your mother. Do your research so you know. And like I'm showing here, you do follow-ups. You follow the story to its conclusion. I'm hoping I can find a good conclusion on this story. Like I said, I want to know what's going to happen here. I want to know if the sheriff's going to end up in jail, the prosecutor, the judicial officer that signed off on it. I want to know their repercussions. I want to know what's in it for retraining these people. I want to know what's in it for people that are going to go into those positions and replace them. People with good minds, good hearts, and are not going to let that paycheck be the sway. But they're going to stand on their morals and ethics and say, no, I won't do what's not right.
Asking the question of where does the line fall when it comes to public safety and free speech? I'll send it back to you.
Thank you, Kelly. Before the DA suddenly dropped Bouchard's charges this afternoon, newly released body camera video appeared to contradict part of the sheriff's story.
The Perry County Sheriff claimed yesterday Bouchard was given options to de-escalate the situation before an arrest was made, but
bingo. And I mentioned that earlier in the earlier video. Who did you coordinate with so fast that you got it done within 1 day? Okay. Where was he given the opportunity to de-escalate? And when the only opportunity to de-escalate was to remove it, saying that there was no real threat, it was just your butthurt feelings. Damn right, I wouldn't drop it either. I wouldn't remove it. I didn't do anything wrong.
he declined to clarify his public messages.
Of course. Of course. We're not going to clarify anything. We'll just let you soak it in as one of the sheeple and hope that you'll just continue believing me. Pathetic.
We just obtained body camera video raising questions about whether that happened. This is the meme that cost Larry Bouchard his freedom. It quotes President Trump saying, "We have to get over it." 1 day after the Perry High School mass shooting, the gun safety group Everytown shared the meme in 2024 after a mass shooting in Iowa. A court affidavit says Bouchard shared it in a Perry County Facebook group while responding to someone's post about a vigil for conservative commentator Charlie Kirk. According to the affidavit, Bouchard wrote, "This seems relevant today."
Hey, Mr. Larry.
Yes.
So, Perry County has called back again, okay? And they've ended up issuing a warrant for you, okay? So you're going to have to come with us.
Lexington police arrested Bouchard at his home on September 21st. He seemed confused when one of the officers told him what he was being charged with.
And just to clarify, This is what they charged me with.
Okay.
Threatening mass violence at a school.
Threatening mass violence at school. How do you correlate just the one word, Perry, in that meme, because it had to do with a school shooting in Perry, Iowa, and we have to get over it, with a threat to a school for mass violence in Perry County, Tennessee? How do you correlate that simply because an ex-police officer posted a meme that was posted a long time ago in reference to something else, and he posted it on a Charlie Kirk memorial vigil? Huh? How does that correlate? Where do you draw that conclusion? That's like drawing the conclusion that because I wear a short mustache, that I must be Hitler. I must be a Nazi. And you'll notice I shaved. Happy Halloween. And I might keep it clean shaven the rest of my life. Don't know. Might wear a different style. But I guarantee you, people that want to hold that short mustache against me will hold it against me the rest of my life, even if I only wore it for one day and it was purely just a shaving accident like Alex Jones. Fuck you. I don't give a shit. See, that's your problem. You're the one that wants to characterize other people due to your fears, your insecurities. That's on you. You're the one suffering. Enjoy it.
At a school.
It's referring to a school. I have no idea. That's what they've called us for, and I ain't got a clue.
In a statement yesterday to News 2, Perry County Sheriff Nick Weems claimed Bushhart's post caused multiple reasonable citizens to be in fear of their children's safety at school. He also...
So again, where are these people that were in fear? And substantiate the correlation to create that fear. Was it actual? Or was it just in their minds? Objectively, I would say just in their minds.
Also said his investigator reached out to Lexington police to approach Mr. Bushhart and provide options to de-escalate the situation before an arrest was made. Mr. Bushhart declined to clarify his public message and calm the situation. Newly released body camera video from Lexington.
So they tell him to de-escalate it, and he doesn't know what they want him to de-escalate because they didn't tell him that they thought it was a threat. They just told him they wanted him to take it down. They wanted him to de-escalate it, clarify it, if they even told him that. What is he supposed to clarify? I think it's pretty simple. If you're butthurt, it's time to get over it. I'm a big fan of Charlie Kirk, but I'm over it. I'm ready to step in his shoes. I have an open platform. Come discuss it with me, Sheriff Weems. Prosecuting attorney, judicial officer. Come discuss it on my platform, open to the public. Let the people see it. Because I'm going to ask you really good questions about your job, your morals, your ethics, your knowledge of the Constitution and how it works. Not your job and how you work it.
And police raise questions about whether that's true.
Okay. So Perry County investigator wanted to speak to you about something. Can I speak to you about something?
Perry County investigator.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So I'm just going to be completely honest with you. I have really no idea what they're talking about. He had just called me and said that there was some concerning posts that were made on
Facebook.
On Facebook, yes, sir.
And they sent you guys.
They did. They wanted me to come make contact with you and let you know that they may be in contact with you and see if you still live here. I don't know exactly what they're referring to.
Oh, I knew. Charlie Kirk.
Well, I don't know. I just know
law enforcement.
they said that something was insinuating violence.
No, it wasn't.
And like I
I'm not going to take it down. Go look.
Insinuating violence. Insinuating violence. Hinting at something bad in an indirect and unpleasant way. Subtle manipulation to maneuver oneself into a favorable position. Oh, kind of like the sheriff, huh? So he was projecting his own insinuation, his own manipulation. Suggest or hint something bad or reprehensible in an indirect and unpleasant way. Imply, suggest, hint, intimate, whisper, indicate. Let it be known, give someone to understand, give someone to believe, make out, tip someone the wink. Slide oneself or a thing slowly and smoothly into position. Slide, slip, maneuver, insert, edge, work. Maneuver oneself into position of favor or office by subtle manipulation. So like I said, if you can arrest people for expressing their First Amendment speech and get away with it, it's a subtle manipulation on the rest of the people that believe you have the power and authority to do so because you already do. This is the concept of listening to the guy that says, well, if you don't pay taxes, they'll come after you. They ain't come after me. I ain't paid taxes in over 20 years. So tell me how that is true. That's only true if you're the one that fears it and does so without knowledge. And so folks, again, I remind you, don't believe me. Don't believe the neighbor. Don't believe the government. For crying out loud, don't believe your mother. Do your research so you know.
Has the motive finally been...
Strong one.
Larry said he would not take the post down, but he also was not asked to take it down, de-escalate, or clarify his post in body camera video provided to News 2. When we asked Lexington's police chief whether his department was involved in any way with asking Buschardt to de-escalate or clarify his messages, the chief said he's seen no evidence of that.
No, I did do, but I don't think I committed a crime.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying you did or did not commit a crime.
I may have been but
that's not illegal.
Yep, certainly not illegal to be an asshole.
We reached out to Perry County Sheriff again today to follow up his claims that Buschardt was offered an opportunity to de-escalate and clarify his post. He said his investigator's report says that a Lexington officer told him that. He also said he has not seen Lexington's body camera video. We're working to find out whether Buschardt plans to take any legal action for his arrest.
And so, it's systemic, and it's not just corruption. That's a slight word. That's a manipulative word. That's a deflection of the reality, and that it's actually criminal. Public service is a public trust. And in that public service, the public trustees know that the people are, in fact, the benefactors to that trust. In other words, it is the benefactor that gives to the beneficiary. It is the benefactor that gives everything to even allow such a system to exist. So again, when you vote for these people, you are voting for a boss to tell you what you can and can't do. And as long as you're one of those sheeple, you're going to keep believing that your bosses are doing what's right for you. You're going to be one of those women standing by saying, well, I tried to tell him. Pitiful. The family doesn't have a stable foundation if the woman doesn't believe in her man first and foremost, setting that house in order. Instead, she believes in a false patriarch and tries to convince her husband, I was trying to tell him. I tried to tell him. He thinks it's about freedom of speech. Damn right it is. And you should learn to shut your mouth. One of the mechanisms of allowing the violation of freedom of speech in many households are the other household members, because everybody's fallen victim to the indoctrination of the public education system and pledging allegiance to a flag instead of being raised up in their spiritual essence by their parents, first and foremost, in their talents, understanding faith, hope, and charity. Instead, we've all been indoctrinated, just like myself at 10 years of age, to go out and get a paper route, start making money. How is it in a contract world where you're not allowed to contract? You can't be a contractor unless you're 18 years of age, that a young boy at 10 years of age can get a paper route. Thank God that it allows for that, because that's one of the foundations of who I am today, in being able to see those outside remedies and create solutions for problems that involve both myself and other people. In doing a paper route, it's kind of hard to do a paper route if you have to slosh through deep snow. And if you have customers that refuse to shovel their walks, you kind of have to find a solution for it. And since you're already there, you may as well say, hey, for a few extra bucks a month, I'll shovel your walk. Works out the hay. It works in the summertime. You have people offering, hey, you want to do my lawn too? And by the time you're 18, 8 years later, you got your own lawn care service year round. Weed whackers, mowers, snow blowers, sidewalk edgers, hoses, all kinds of stuff. So if it wasn't for that, I wouldn't be the man knowing contract law today. I learned it on my own, and it didn't need to be taught through a book. Thank God my adoptive parents were homeschooling me along with the public education. That gave me an extra added there too. Own little home library. I didn't have to use the school library and the regular school curriculum. I could go above and beyond. And being federal agents, both of them, we had the first of everything. So when computers came out, I had access to computer libraries where we get disks full of all kinds of outside information too, shove it in the computer, and it brought it up that way. Start learning how to do your own research. If you're not living every day learning something new, something's wrong. And it's not with the rest of the world, it's with you and your observations. It's systemic because you're the one allowing it. Poor conduct of these officials only happens because good people, good voters, allow it to happen by blind faith, hoping that their charity will not only be accepted but recognized for what it is. That's what it is. You're giving these people a job. Without your vote, they wouldn't have a job. It's you giving them. The benefactor gives to the beneficiary, and they are certainly benefiting it. And they're using that beneficiary position, a form of manipulation, by insinuating you are under their authority. You're not. The power of the state rests in the sovereignty of the people. And as long as you keep giving up that sovereignty for that vote, you're parlaying the wrong way. You're casting the wrong vote for the wrong one. In a Christian society, it says in Jesus' name. Nah. Where is it? On our way out the door. Oh, Bad Barney No Bullet says, you remember Kelly, Married with Children? The blonde. I learned something new, something old goes out the other side. Yeah. I didn't know that you're a Fed. Yeah, I'm a Fed. Mom and Dad were both federal agents. Mom worked for the Social Security Administration. My dad was a real estate appraiser for the federal government. And then when he ended the contract with the federal government, he worked for the local county government, the tax assessor, doing the same thing, real estate appraisals. Wonderful jobs. Wonderful jobs. And I'm out. You folks enjoy this on the way out. And remember, I love you, but I don't give a rat's ass whether you love me back. I say, I don't care if you hate me. I don't care if you don't respect me. That part's on you. So may God bless you. And I'll see you again tomorrow with another segment on systemic crimes and the other side, the other witnesses telling you that they know what's going on. They see the crime. They know what's happening. But they just go along to get along. And of course, it's all done through the threats and intimidation. As they turn around and insinuate you're the ones making threats. So tune in tomorrow night. We'll see you then.
Hold up, grab my soda cause I told you I'm colder than hell. I ain't buying what you sell, it don't ring my bell. Unless it's got the smell, you know, like grape pape. We ain't talking vapes or the color of drapes. Or a gorilla in a cape is the good shit. Just one hit, you so lit, you fall into a bit, non-bit. What's fucking funny is you're a monkey, a high school flunky, hero and junkie, obliteration of the carnation, with gross castration, skewed citations by your intimation. Get real, young man, there's only one stand. You can't stand a suntan, how you gonna live on the land? Obliteration of the carnation, with gross castration, in skewed citations by your intimations. I'm a truth in rotation, you're a cheap imitation. Dark set hums, 808s make the ground shake. Cold as the grave, every word's a land quake. You're a flicker in a cipher, I'm the flame that won't fade. Step into the night where the shadows are made. What's fucking funny is you're a monkey, a high school flunky, hero and junkie. I'm gonna click another hit of this good shit, and I'm already it, so take over, it's been non-bit.
Thank you for joining us at Personality Inventory Mockumentary Production.